Okay, so I'll just go ahead and we can start with introductions, and then I'll share my screen after that. So hi everyone, my name is Emily Agnello. I am Loyola Marymount University's graduate program recruiter. So I do help with recruitment and admissions for all of our programs, but I do take special interest in our Seaver College of Science and Engineering programs. So I do a lot of their recruitment and helping with the application process and admissions process also. So in our Zoom room with us today, we have a handful of faculty members. So I will start by presenting general information, and then we will all go in breakout rooms, depending on what program you're interested in, and then you'll be able to get more in-depth information on the programs from the faculty. But I will let them go ahead and introduce themselves now. So BJ, would you like to start? Because you're first on my screen.
I will start. I am BJ Johnson. Actually, my official name is Robert Johnson, but I go by BJ. I am the director of the Masters of Computer Science program. So welcome to everyone.
Hi, my name is Don Kendall. I'm the chair of the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department, and also the program director for the graduate program in Civil Engineering and Environmental Science. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patrick Shanahan. Welcome. I'm a professor in the mathematics department. I teach in the Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics program, but I'm not the director who unfortunately couldn't make it, but hopefully I can still answer all of your questions.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gustavo Bejarano, and I am the director of the MS programs in Electrical Engineering and Systems Engineering. I'm also an associate professor, and I teach courses mostly for electrical engineering. So welcome, everyone.
And I think I saw Dr. Essay pop in. Are you here?
My name is Omar Said Harvefeld. I'm a professor of mechanical engineering and also the director of the mechanical engineering graduate program. And welcome to all of you.
Great. I believe that's all of our faculty we have with us today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I will start our presentation. Okay. So welcome to our open house. We're very excited that you're here today. I hope you get to learn all the information you would like and you're looking for our science and engineering programs. And then following this session, we actually have a financial aid presentation, a graduate students of LMU session, which is kind of a current student panel. And then we have an international admissions session, which will have our international admissions team and some of our current international students presenting. So besides getting information on the programs themselves, we encourage you to explore our student resources that you can learn about also. So a little bit about Loyola Marymount University. So we are a Jesuit institution. I like to start with that because our Jesuit mission really does kind of drive the LMU mission, which is the encouragement of learning, the education of the whole person in the service of faith and promotion of justice. I think one thing that makes all of our science and engineering programs unique is, as academic focused they really do want you to take the knowledge you learn in their programs and go out and apply it to serving the community and making the community you live in and you work in a better place. Also, being a Jesuit institution does not mean our students are required to participate in any religious activities. So do not worry about that. There is nothing that we require you to do. It is just the base of our institution. So our total enrollment, we're around 10,000 students now. So we're a good small mid-sized institution. A majority of those are undergraduates, but we do have a handful of graduate and law school students. The law school students are counted separately because they are on a different campus. So we have 3 campus locations. We have our Westchester campus, which is our main campus, which is where our science and engineering programs are located. We have our downtown campus, which is our Loyola Law School. And then we have our Playa Vista campus, which is our Graduate School of Film and Television and Business Analytics campus. So those students are over there. The Playa Vista campus is right around the corner from us. So our students can use the facilities. They have events over there too. So if you do not know where LMU is, this is a good kind of map to show you where we're located. So we are always ranked one of the most beautiful campuses in the US for a reason. So as you can see, sitting on the edge of our campus, you can see the ocean, you can see the mountains, you can see the Hollywood sign. It's an incredible place to work and to go to school. So we are located very close to LAX. That's a pretty good landmark. A lot of people know, but we're also near Marina del Rey, Venice Beach. Being located on the west side of LA really is a benefit to us because you're not as chaotic as the downtown area of LA is. You're more closer to the beach. It's a little more laid back over there. So I think we could all agree that we have a beautiful, wonderful campus, and our campus is open for campus tours. So if you are interested in visiting campus, we can accommodate that too. So some of our student resources that we see our graduate students utilize, we have our William H. Hannon Library. So our library actually just won a National Library Award. What makes our library so wonderful is really our librarians. I think if you talk to a lot of current graduate students, they say, when they're in their thesis or their capstone projects, you can schedule one-on-one appointments with our librarians, and they can really show you how to do research on the databases our students have access to, and really explore and get more in depth in their research topics. Also, our library has meeting spaces that students can reserve for study spaces, group study spaces. There's a lot of different resources for our students in the library itself. I know a lot of our graduate students study there and spend a lot of their time there. Our Office of National and International Fellowships, so ONIF, is an office that helps our students find and apply for fellowships. So a fellowship, if you do not know, it's kind of like a scholarship. It is a different way to receive financial assistance when you're in your graduate program. So we encourage all of our students to look into fellowships if they're looking for funding also. We have our Academic Resource Center, which has our Writing Center and our Peer Tutoring Center. Our Office of International Students and Scholars. So our OISS helps our international students with everything from the visa process to getting to the United States to acclimating to LMU and the United States. And then they also put on a ton of different events on campus that really acknowledge and celebrate the different countries and backgrounds our international students are coming from. We have our campus recreation student facilities. So we do have our on-campus gym, which is available to our graduate students. We also have, recreational sports. So I know some of our graduate students and graduate programs have like soccer teams and volleyball teams. So if you're still interested in athletics and participating on campus, that is available to you. Then we have our student psychological services. So we offer our graduate students free one-on-one counseling and group counseling. They put on a ton of different wellness events on campus. We have Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday, which is a great time for our students to explore the different resources and kind of food options and everything our campus has. And then we have our graduate students of LMU. So GSLMU is our graduate student body organization. So these students, they're senators from every college, and they put on tons of events, from everything from headshots to socials. They have a lot of social gatherings. They have a grad gala. So they do a lot to bring our graduate students from all different colleges and all different programs together. So they do a lot of fun things on campus. So if you are interested in learning more about them, they do have their presentation at 6:30 tonight. And then one of our most used student resources for our graduate students is our Career and Professional Development Office. So we call it CPD. CPD has industry-specific career coaches. The career coaches are there to help you with everything from your resumes to your cover letters. They'll help with interview skills, networking skills. Also, if you receive a job offer, you can actually bring it to your career coach and they'll help you look over it and make sure that it's, the salary is competitive and, help you negotiate too. So they're really here to help you through the whole steps at LMU, from starting to find a job to actually accepting a job. And then we have industry-specific career fairs. So we bring in different employers based off of industry. So when you go to a career fair, it will just be focused on science and engineering, which is really helpful when you're, you're looking at different companies. You'll know they all are for science and engineering. And then we have the Pride Network, which is, it's like an internal LMU LinkedIn. So on the Pride Network, we have a handful of our alumni, our current students, our faculty, and our staff. And this is really where we see our alumni connect with our current students. So current students can reach out to alumni who are working at specific companies or in the specific areas and connect with them that way. Okay, so financial aid. This is a little bit about financial aid and tuition for the Seaver College of Science and Engineering. If you want more information, I highly recommend attending the session at 6 p.m. tonight. I always like to preface this slide with, I am not a financial aid professional or representative, but here is some great financial aid information for you. So for the 2021-2022 school year, the Seaver College of Science and Engineering graduate tuition is $13.98 per unit. Programs are 30 units. So that usually puts tuition around $42K. So different scholarship opportunities that we have. We see a lot of our graduate students holding graduate assistantships and research assistantships. To find a research assistantship, I recommend speaking with the wonderful faculty on this screen. Your graduate program directors will be a great point of contact for you if you're interested in doing research. For graduate assistantships, they are posted on our Lion Jobs website, which is our student employment services site where you can search all different on-campus jobs, but graduate assistantships are posted there. And examples of graduate assistants. So I actually have 2 graduate assistants who help me with recruitment. Our career and professional development has graduate assistants. I actually know the international office has a computer science graduate assistant. So we're seeing our Seaver students in all different graduate and research assistantships across campus. We have our need-based aid. So this is an application. You will fill out the FAFSA and you can complete the need-based aid application. And this is through the financial aid office. And then we have a Seaver departmental scholarship. So this is a scholarship very similar to the need-based aid. You fill out an application and you send it off. And depending on how much money is available and then how many people apply, that's kind of how it's awarded. So for more information, you can visit the financial aid website. There's a ton of different scholarships and also links to outside LMU scholarships on there. And then for information on tuition amounts and tuition payment plans, you can go to the student accounts website. So what I will touch on today is really just the admissions requirements and admissions process for the Seaver programs. And then once I am done with this, I will ask you to put in the chat what program you're interested in, and we will divide you into breakout rooms. So here are our different Seaver graduate programs. So what is similar between all of them is they are 30 units. They are all designed for working professionals. The programs all have a thesis option, but the thesis is not required. None of them require the GRE. The GRE is optional for all of our programs, and they all have rolling admissions. So rolling admissions means when you apply, you will receive an admissions decision within 2 to 3 weeks of your application being complete. So to apply, it's the same process for everyone. You do an online application at the website there, and then there is a $50 application fee. So to get started, we'll talk about our civil engineering and environmental science admission requirements. So our civil engineering program and environmental science program go hand in hand, and Dr. Kendall will talk more about that in his presentation. But as you can see here, these are the admissions requirements. So for the civil engineering program, they are looking for a bachelor's of science in engineering, having an engineering background going into that program. They're looking for general chem, calculus, in 4 college courses in physical and life science. There's also 2 letters of recommendation required, and then a personal statement explaining how the civil engineering program fits into your career. And then on the flip side, the environmental science program has basically everything the same, but you do not need that Bachelor's of Science in Engineering. You really just need a bachelor's degree with the coursework. So for mechanical engineering, the admissions requirements are as follows. So a Bachelor's of Science in engineering field with specific coursework. They look for general chemistry, 12 semesters of 4 courses of science courses such as biology, chemistry, physics, then mathematics courses through differential equations. They also require 2 letters of recommendation, and then a personal statement explaining how the mechanical engineering program fits into your career development. Okay, so for computer science, we do look for a bachelor's degree in computer science, mathematics, or a closely related field. We also look for the specific coursework. These course codes are LMU's course codes. So if you did not attend LMU for your undergrad, you can look at the course names or courses similar to this. So besides this coursework, if you do have questions on the coursework, Dr. Johnson will be happy to help you and talk you through that too. We also require a personal statement that explains how the program fits into your career development. And then letters of recommendation and the resume are optional. We get asked all the time, does that mean I should or I shouldn't send it? Depending on the strength of your application, it is to your judgment if you would like to send letters of recommendation and a resume too. So for electrical, there we go. For electrical engineering, we look for a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, computer science, or a closely related field. There are some specific coursework, as you can see there, that we do look for on your transcripts when you do apply. We look for a personal statement explaining how this program fits into your career development. And then the 2 letters of recommendation are also optional. Same advice as the last slide, depending on the strength of your application, it is up to your discretion if you should submit the letters of recommendation or not. And same thing for all these programs, if you're not sure if you qualify or you have taken the correct courses, you are in the right place because these wonderful faculty member can speak to that and they can kind of talk you through that. If there is any coursework you are missing, they will also let you know so that the courses can be complete before you apply to the program or begin the program. So then for our systems engineering program has different emphasis areas or focus areas, I'm sorry. So when you apply to the MS in systems engineering with a focus in systems engineering, engineering management, and as you can see here, the rest of the different focus areas. So depending on what your background is in, different focus areas are better fit for you, and also depending on your career goals. So for the program, if you're interested in systems engineering or engineering management, we do look for a BS or Bachelor's of Science in Business, Finance, Econ, Accounting, but also we accept students with computer science, math, physics, chemistry, engineering. So there's kind of a wide range of backgrounds that you can have to go into this, into one of those focus areas. But then for the more technical focus areas, we do look for a Bachelor's of Science in those technical areas themselves. But besides the transcripts and the background, we look for a resume showing around 2 years of work experience. We do recommend work experience before beginning the program, 2 letters of recommendation, and then a personal statement explaining how this program fits into your career development. And then for teaching mathematics, so we look for an undergraduate degree in mathematics or having a minor, something in that area. There is a statement of intent really describing how this program fits into your career goals. And then 2 letters of recommendation that address the student, your mathematic background, your teaching experience. So it could be anything from a past professor or a current supervisor if you are currently teaching. Okay, so do we have any questions on the admissions requirements before we go into the breakout rooms? And feel free to unmute yourself or to type in the chat.
Yeah, hi. I have a question.
Yes.
I just wanted to know if your GPA is less, below 3 or CGPA. So would I be entitled for an admission or not?
So we do look at applications holistically. Sometimes students with below a 3.0 are admitted depending on the strength of your application overall. So it is more of a case-by-case admission for students who do have below a 3.0.
Right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the Master of Science in Electrical Engineering at Loyola Marymount University. The degree requirements is again 30 units. This is true for all MS programs. In this case, the students will have to complete 24 units of electrical engineering or computer engineering, and then 6 units of elective courses. Of the 24 units for electrical engineering or computer engineering, we have 12 units that are of courses required. So students have to complete computer architecture with VHDL, radio frequency engineering, and random processes. Then students have to complete a 4-unit course, which is an elective. Then students select one of 2 options. One option is to do a capstone project. A capstone project is of 1 semester. And the other option is to do a thesis. A thesis can be completed in 2 semesters or 4 semesters. And by the way, the capstone project can be completed in 1 semester or 2 semesters. And then students can complete 6 units of courses outside electrical engineering or within electrical engineering. That's depending on your interests. Many students select courses from systems engineering, such as project management, or computer science for these options. I've been mentioning that students have to complete a number of units. Let me explain what a unit is. So the way a unit is defined by the university is that for 1 unit, students have to complete 3 hours of work per week. So 1 hour is of lecture, 2 hours is of work outside the classroom, such as lab assignments, homework assignments, projects, and all of this activity is supervised by a faculty member and graded accordingly. Yeah, so that's 1 unit. So 1 unit is 3 hours of work per week. Therefore, if you see a 4-unit course, that the expectation is that you're going to have to spend 12 hours on that course per week. I mentioned that for electrical engineering, you can select different electives. This is a selection of our electives. So we offer courses in optical engineering, wireless networks, digital image processing, wireless communication and propagation, supervised machine learning, applications of optical engineering, wireless sensor networks, parallel computing. The list of electives is not complete here for the lack of space, but yeah, those are some of the electives that are most popular among our students. This is a sample study plan. So the program can be completed in 2 calendar years or 4 semesters. And it can also be completed in 3 semesters only if you make the following modifications. So in the last semester, you can move this course to semester 1, and you can move the first half of your capstone to semester 2, and you can move the second half of your capstone to semester 3. So as you can see, the capstone project over here is total of 4 units, but we divided into 2 and 2. because we customize this program for our working professionals. So you can, if you're too busy, you can do 2 units in one semester and 2 units in the next semester. Or if you have enough time, you can do all of the 4 units in one semester. For the thesis option, it is something similar. The thesis is broken into courses of 2 units for a total of 8. So you should be able to complete the thesis in as short as 2 semesters or as long as 4 semesters. Yeah, for the non-thesis option, students have to complete a capstone project, and they have to present the results of the project to faculty members of electrical engineering. Students, and we try to have the students publish their work at a professional conference, depending on the progress that they're able to make for the capstone. On the other hand, for the thesis option, the publication of their work is going to be required. So you need to submit this to a conference, and these are some of the venues where some of the work of former students has been published. These are all peer-reviewed conferences and journals. For capstone projects and the thesis, you work in one-on-one with one of our faculty members. So let's say that you're interested in wireless networks. That's my area of expertise. Then I would be happy to work with a student to come up with a capstone project or a thesis project in that topic. So yeah, we have other faculty members who are interested in other topics such as optical engineering and so on. I'll show you some of the projects that we do in the next slides. So we also have a dual degree program in electrical engineering. Students have to complete twice the number of units, 60 units. And in order to apply to this program, they have to complete at least 12 units of the MS program before they apply to the MBA program. So yeah, so for the dual degree, students first apply to the MS program, and along the way, they can apply to the MBA program after they complete at least 12 units of the MS. The GPA has to be at least 3.0. So now let me go over some of the projects and research interests of our faculty. You will see some topics that are in close relationship with computer science. We have a close collaboration with computer science. So yeah, so sometimes our projects are like a mix in between electrical computer engineering and computer science. So yeah, students have done projects in cognitive systems, artificial intelligence, bioinformatics, game design and architecture, autonomous drone systems. By the way, I really enjoyed this project. The student worked with the NBA for this challenge. So the drone needs to pass the ball to one of the players, and the player has to put the ball in the basket. Yeah, that was good to see on TV and radio. Other students have done projects on ultrafast imaging and remote sensing. This is our photonics lab. So basically students that are working with lasers and also they do applications for tomography. We also do work with wireless sensor networks and the Internet of Things. Yeah, so over here you're seeing a thesis of a student who was trying to do use a wireless sensor for capturing motion of patients that are going through physical therapy. Deep learning and machine learning, that's been a very popular topic recently. What you're seeing over here is a project of students who wanted to detect cancerous nodules in X-rays of lungs. This is a project in which students were detecting potholes in the roads in Los Angeles. This is a student who was applying deep learning for speech recognition of patients who went through a damage in their brain. So they lose the ability to speak clearly, and therefore the student was detecting muscle activity and try to classify the muscle activity to get the meaning of what they were trying to say. the project, in this case, he was only trying to determine if the person was saying yes or no. And we have a CubeSat project in our department. If you're not familiar with CubeSats, these are like 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters small satellites. These are actual satellites that are launched into space for different experiments. The mission that we're currently considering is attitude control using a solar cell. Yeah, so a CubeSat project has aspects of different engineering fields. So we have mechanical engineers in this project. We have electrical engineers, computer scientists. One of the main components for electrical engineers is the comm system. So that's what you're seeing over here. That's a software-defined radio. We have faculty members and students working on green energy. So this is the lab. So yeah, you see the wind turbine. There are batteries, a bank of batteries, and yes, students are looking into the problems of storing energy into the batteries efficiently. We have faculty members working on antenna design and applications of electromagnetics. This is the radio station of our campus. It's run by students. It's KXLU at 88.9 megahertz. This is the antenna on campus, and students were working on this project on electromagnetic transmission models to predict how far the signal will travel. Yeah, we do projects in motion capture systems. So what you're seeing here those are the infrared cameras. The subject wears those infrared markers. Those are like tiny spheres covered with reflective tape. And yeah, the infrared cameras have LEDs around the lens. The camera picks up the reflections of those markers, and then we can tell the 3D coordinates of those markers in real time. That's what people usually use for motion capture for video games and movies. The students here were applying this type of technology for physical therapy. There was a slide on financial aid. What I can add to the information that was already provided to you is that there are graduate research assistantships. The graduate research assistantships are part-time employment with the university. You would work in one of our laboratories, and the pay rate would be $18 per hour. This is an option that's very common among students who are not working professionals who are doing the program full-time. Most of the time, working professionals won't have the time available to commit to this type of work. But if you're interested in this, feel free to contact me. And there are also teaching assistantships. Teaching assistantships is, again, employment with university. And then instead of doing research in one of our research labs, you would help a faculty member with teaching responsibilities, such as grading assignments or helping other students during lab sessions. Another form of financial aid is scholarships, but that's what was mentioned in the presentation that preceded this one. So, but I'll be happy to answer questions if you have any in that regard. The Career and Professional Development Center, the previous presentation also talked about this. What I can add to what's already spoken about is these are some of the recent employers of our alumni. So as you can see, it includes many companies, includes the aerospace sector because of our close proximity to the aerospace corridor. So that's Raytheon, Boeing, Aerospace Corporation. And then students have also gone to other commercial companies such as AT&T, LA Drones, and so on. So yeah, this is my contact information. Thank you very much for coming to our open house today. That's all I have to tell you, but now I want to move on and answer any questions you may have. So